What computer feature don't most people know about? Story 1. Windows button plus V brings up all copied text and pictures. The amount of people I've taught this in workspaces as they thought computers could only copy one piece of text at a time. Story 2. Control plus backspace deletes the whole word in one go instead of having to press backspace multiple times. Story 3. Windows key plus Shift plus S for immediate snipping tool that saves to your clipboard. Control plus Shift plus Windows plus B for soft graphic driver reset, good for when you plug your laptop into a dock and it doesn't hook the monitors correctly, saves you having to open/close the lid or unplug/replug sometimes. Story 4. The cup holder can also be used to play old CDs. Story 5. People at work always seem surprised when I lock using Win plus L and get straight to desktop by Win plus D. Story 6. For multiscreen users, Win key plus arrow keys can be used to quickly partition each individual screen with windows. You can have full, halves or quarters be taken up by a window with this trick. Story 7. In a browser window, Ctrl-Shift-T opens the last window you just accidentally closed. Story 8. If you power down the computer, you're free to go outside. Story 9. One EVA not seen mentioned is Control plus Spacebar on highlighted text. Reverts all the text formatting to the default. Great for when you copy text into an email/document with different formatting/font/text sizes, etc. Also, there is a feature in Word where you can change text from all caps into sentence case/lowercase. Saves having to retype if caps lock is accidentally left on. Story 10. I'll add this one because it's fun, Windows Alt codes, for typing symbols and such. Pretty neat. Used to mess with people on StarCraft Battle.net using them like 2 decades ago. Story 11. Switching between browser tabs, Control plus Tab. Switching between applications, Alt plus Tab reset graphic driver, Control plus Shift plus Windows plus B open task manager, Control plus Shift plus escape. Story 12. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't know how to use Control-C, Control-V and Control-X, it just saves so much time. Also, with Control plus Shift plus ESC you can open Task Manager. Smiley face. Story 13. If you hold the spacebar on iOS, it lets you slide the cursor wherever you need to. Story 14. Shake. On Windows, if you have a lot of windows open and only want to focus on one, you grab the window you want and shake it left to right. All the other windows will minimize. Shake it again and they come back. Story 15. You would be absolutely horrified at the number of people who don't know that holding the Shift key and pressing a letter makes it a capital letter for as long as you hold Shift 4. I have watched far too many people press caps lock, type one letter, then press caps lock again to go back to lowercase. For every single capital. Story 16. Word and Excel, at least the old versions I used during high school 20 years ago, contained hidden games if you knew the sequence of steps to trigger them. I can't remember how somebody first found out, but keeping notes on how to get into them and teaching other kids became a routine part of any IT classes, which I'm sure the teachers loved. Googling now, it looks like it was the 97 editions. There was both an Alien World flying game and a pinball game. No doubt there are some sort of Easter eggs in more recent versions as well. Microsoft Easter eggs. Story 17. Win plus print screen will do the same as print screen, but it will also save a copy in my pictures. You can also move the windows around with Win plus arrow. Story 18. If you press Ctrl plus F, it finds any word/text on a website/text document you typed into a find box. Story 19. What a ducking file is. Seriously. I swear the majority of people have no idea what files are or where they are. Thanks, Apple. Source: I do laptop and PC repair as a side hustle. Story 20. Control-Shift Windows B, press all of them at the same time and your graphics driver will restart. Helps if you're having some issues. Story 21. Headphones still work even if you are in a crowded airport or library. Story 22. God Mode. In Windows, create a new folder, and rename it to God Mode, ed7ba470854465e825c99712043001c, and press Enter. This hidden folder offers a centralized menu for various settings/options. Story 23. Kind of disappointed with the responses here. Was hoping for more than just keyboard shortcuts. Story 24. Some Windows tips. Virtual desktops can be helpful if you have a lot of Windows/apps opened up and don't have an extra screen. On a laptop, you can set up gestures, like swipe with 2 fingers or 3 fingers on your trackpad to maximize, minimize, the apps etc. Doing something sus and someone walks in? Press Windows key plus D, it will auto-minimize all open windows to display the desktop. If you feel your Windows take a little time to boot up, you can disable some apps to start on boot up in the Task Manager. Open Task Manager, enable advanced settings if not enabled, click on Startup tab, then disable the apps you don't want to start on booting up, researching a document and noting down pointers. Open the browser, press Windows key plus left arrow key. This will shift the browser screen on the left of the screen. Then open the text editor, press Windows plus right arrow. The screen will split into 2, browser on left and editor on right. Press Alt plus Enter if you want to add a new line in the same Excel cell. Windows plus I opens up settings, Windows plus L locks the windows. Windows plus or Windows plus will open up the emoji panel. Press the scroll key on the mouse to open up a link in the new tab. F2 for renaming a file/folder, WQ or Q. To exit a Vim editor, Windows key plus Alt plus 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. We'll open the jump list for each program in the taskbar. Use the arrow keys to select which jump list option you want to open. Story 25. Alt plus PRTSCR captures active window only when key plus P multi-monitor settings, e.g. turn main/secondary on or off when key plus cursor keys. SOC active window to top/bottom etc. when key plus. Emoji/GIF menu in most text inputs, e.g. Slack, Messenger etc. Story 26. The snipping tool. Hella useful. Story 27. With the focus on an error message, you can Control-C to copy it. You can now paste this into your browser and search for the solution yourself. Congrats, you are now an IT technician. Story 28. Alt plus F4 it activates Windows anti-procrastination mode. Story 29. Control plus Shift plus V equals paste with the formatting removed. Story 30. That the files are in the computer. Story 31. Using the trackpad on Mac fully. Asterisk 2 fingers to scroll up and down, asterisk 2 fingers left or right to go forwards and backwards on the web, asterisk 4 fingers left or right to switch workspaces, asterisk 4 fingers up to show all windows and workspaces open, asterisk pinch to zoom or double tap with 2 fingers to smart zoom, asterisk 3 finger drag to highlight text or drag and drop. This one was default at some point on OS X. Now you have to set it up yourself, but it's so useful that it's a must. Asterisk 4 fingers outward to move everything out of the way and show desktop. Story 32. Sudo shutdown, now. Story 33. Just hit the window key and start typing the name of the program you want to open. Story 34. For Chrome, Control plus Shift plus T. It brings up tabs you've closed. Even if you lose power and have to reboot, that command will bring up what you had previously. Story 35. Reading these comments, I know all of these, does that mean I use computers too much? Story 36. All of them? I still have monthly conversations with people about how their internet connection has nothing to do with how long it takes Windows to boot up. Story 37. I was shocked to find out how many people don't know about Alt-Tab, people at work saying they can't work without 2 to 3 monitors because switching Windows is just so hard. And I was like, why don't you just Alt-Tab? And I had a sea of confused faces. Story 38. Step Recorder. It captures your actions and screens. Useful if you have to document complex instructions for someone. You may need to clean up the verbiage, but you don't have to go back and forth between what you document and the document you're creating. It's also very useful when working with a help desk. You can send them the exact actions you performed so they can see the problem in case they can't replicate it. I believe the original intent was for help desk folks. Story 39. According to interactions with students and coworkers. The find and replace function in Word. Double-clicking the divider lines in Excel to auto-rescale box sizes. How to make email filtering rules in Outlook. Shift plus tab is an inverse tab that undoes indents, really handy in PPT. And lastly, this one applies to Macs, make some dang folders for your documents. I cannot stress enough how much easier it will make your life rather than just having everything saved on your desktop or on one massive documents folder. I don't know why this is such an issue for Mac users, but every time I'm helping a student with their computer and they have a Mac, their file system is just utter chaos. Story 40. Control plus C. Story 41. uBlock Origin, the only browser extension that every single human being should install. Also, use it on Firefox or it won't be functional by the end of 2023. Story 42. Win 10 and up, Control plus Win plus D equals create a new desktop. Control plus Win plus left/right cursor key equals switch to next/previous desktop. Win plus Tab equals like Alt plus Tab, but swaps desktops instead of running apps. Story 43. When you have a problem, research on your own before asking someone. Story 44. Windows key and period. It brings up an emoji and symbol menu for typing. Story 45. Gosh, I miss reveal codes on WordPerfect. It's not the same in MS Word. Story 46. You can use it to look up explicit videos of people fornicating. Story 47. Windows, PSR problem step recorder. Run a PSR, it will allow you to record a set of steps to do something. Where you clicked etc. while recording screenshot. Useful for reporting problems or making quick guides. Story 48. Hiding behind Windows all these years later, the trusty old command prompt is still extremely useful and powerful for those who know a few commands. It's been 40 years now, I still use command prompt daily. Story 49. Windows plus G brings up the Xbox game bar, which I use it to switch back and forth between my headphones and speakers. Story 50. If you have Telnet enabled, you can telnet to towel.blinkenlights.nl and watch an ASC animation of Star Wars. If you dig around enough in registry, you can almost always renew your expired free trial, smiley face. Activating Windows with batch scripts, same with Microsoft Office. In File Manager, if you type CMD in the location bar, it will open CMD in that directory. Clear out temporary files using Win plus R and type %temp%. Disable other bloatware that you don't need. Story 51. Control plus hyphen zooms in and out. Very helpful if you have bad eyes or a detailed PDF, or both. Story 52. Shake to minimize. Rather than individually minimizing 100 things to get back to the desktop, grab a window and wiggle it a bit. Everything else will minimize. Story 53. Task Manager. Yes, it's sad, but most people have no clue. Story 54. Windows plus I opens the settings. Windows plus P is for the display change menu. For multi-display, Windows plus 1 to 9 opens th programs on the taskbar. Story 55. Alt plus to go back and forth, instead of the arrows that is at the top left, and if you choose something and press shift and clicked something far it will select the things in between. Control can make you choose multiple items with gaps between them. Sorry for my poor choice of words, English is not my first language. Story 56. After reading some of the responses, I think I can sum everything up by saying that most people don't know about keyboard shortcuts and how much they can do and how much time they save you. Story 57. Windows key plus, comma temporarily peek at the desktop without minimizing any open windows. Windows key plus pause / break, open the System Properties dialog box. Windows key plus Shift plus S, take a screenshot of a selected area of the screen and save it to the clipboard. Windows key plus Shift plus left / right arrow, move the current window to the next or previous monitor. Windows key plus period, open the emoji panel and insert an emoji into your document or text. Windows key plus Shift plus question sign out of your Windows account. Windows key plus F1, open the Windows Help and Support Center. Windows key plus Tab, open the Task View interface to switch between open windows or virtual desktops. Control plus Shift plus ESC, open the Task Manager directly, without going through the Control plus Alt plus Del menu. Story 58. Control plus Shift plus T, in most browsers this will bring back any tabs that you have closed. Story 59. I have learned more about using a computer in this thread than I learned in school. Thanks to all who contributed. Story 60. Hold the Windows key and press an arrow key to snap a window to either the left or right half of the screen. That way you can have two windows open, each taking up half the screen. Story 61. On Windows Alt-Shift-Tab will cycle through the apps in reverse order. Handy when you overshoot. Story 62. If you press reset or shut down in error, or remembered you need to do something, you can quickly press and hold escape and it will cancel the shutdown / reset process. Story 63. The turbo button. Story 64. Shutting down is not the same as restarting, Windows 10 and higher, by default. I work in IT support, so I come across this one a hell of a lot. Unless it's been disabled either by you or for you, shutting down in Windows 10 or 11 is actually hibernating your system and doesn't have the same effect as restarting. So if you're ever asked to restart or if your system is acting weird, actually select restart and not shut down or anything else. It's called fast startup and can be disabled in power settings, but it may / will make your boot up times longer. Story 65. Windows key plus L to lock your computer, time for lunch. Story 66. That you can scroll past posts that you do not agree with, without posting something asinine, and go about your life. Story 67. Microsoft Power Toys is a free application from Microsoft on GitHub that gives you tons of useful extra features. Story 68. I blame phones for this one. They just hide the file system to such an extent that people are simply not used to it anymore. It's all just there or in this app. All for the sake of simplicity. Story 69. Win plus M for all you degenerates out there. Story 70. More specifically for teams in dark mode, if you're pasting text into the chat, use Ctrl plus Shift plus V and it'll paste in as white text to fit the background. Story 71. Alt plus print screen when you have dual monitors and you want to copy only one screen, the one your mouse is active on. Story 72. Literally none of my coworkers knew this, which is odd considering how much it helps. Basically you can use a computer to do your ducking job. Story 73. One computer feature that most people don't know about is the built-in snipping tool on Windows computers. The snipping tool is a handy little program that allows you to take screenshots of any part of your screen, whether it's a specific window, a portion of a window, or the entire screen. To access the snipping tool on a Windows computer, simply click on the Start button and type Snipping Tool in the search bar. Once you open the program, you can choose the type of screenshot you want to take and then use your mouse to select the portion of the screen you want to capture. You can then save the screenshot as an image file and use it for whatever purpose you need. The snipping tool is a great alternative to the standard print screen function on Windows computers, as it allows you to be more precise in the area you want to capture. It's also a useful tool for creating tutorials, documenting technical issues, or sharing information with colleagues or friends. Overall, the snipping tool is a handy computer feature that can save you time and make your computer tasks easier. Give it a try next time you need to take a screenshot on your Windows computer. Story 74. Yet another thread full of awesome tips and shortcuts that I'll forget about before I sit down at my computer tomorrow. Story 75. Where the any key is. Story 76. Windows key plus Shift plus S to take a screenshot of a selected area. It will be copied and can be pasted. Story 77. Windows plus D takes you back to the desktop if you have a full screen you can't get out of. Story 78. Use middle mouse button to open a link in a new browser tab. You can also use middle click on a tab to close it. Story 79. Type CMD in the File Explorer address bar, and it will open a command prompt to whatever file path you were currently in. Story 80. Control plus Shift plus T in a web browser. Opens up closed tabs. Story 81. SFC/Scan Now. Can fix a lot of issues in Windows. Story 82. Win Plus. For all those fun old emoticons. Story 83. Control plus Alt plus an arrow key rotates the entire screen in that direction. So Control plus Alt plus down flips the screen upside down. Very useful if you want to mess with somebody and only have 3 seconds. Story 84. You can delete files directly with Shift plus Delete without it going to send it to the recycle bin first. Yes, I know I can turn recycle bin off completely, but it's too risky in case you accidentally press delete. Story 85. Ubuntu is really one of the best free forever OS and I am using it since 2013. Story 86. Middle mouse button will open a hyperlink in a new tab instead of right-clicking and selecting Open in New Tab. Story 87. In Linux, using the sysrq key to recover a locked-up system. Story 88. Pause YouTube videos with K instead of spacebar. It will always pause the video regardless of what else you've clicked on or if you've scrolled beyond the video. More reliable than space at which can bring you to the bottom of the page for no reason. Not groundbreaking, but I've never gone back. Story 89. If you hold down Alt, you can highlight a hyperlink to copy it without it registering as a click. Story 90. Control/CMD plus tab. This allows you to quickly navigate through all of your open Windows/applications. Probably the most invaluable for me personally. Story 91. Drives letters in Windows start with C then go through D, E, F etc. because A and B are reserved for your floppy drives. Story 92. BIOS settings can be changed in the operating system by malware. It depends on the BIOS, but for the most part, a disabled camera or drive can be enabled and other settings can be changed using MIC or Win32_BIOS in Windows and SMBIOS_token_CTL in Linux. The good news is that a reboot is usually required for the changes to apply. Story 93. If you read what the box says before panic clicking, 90% of your problems will go away. If they don't, look up the 2 words you don't understand about the error message. Or look up the message word for word. All your problems will go away and you won't need a teenager to solve all your problems. Thanks for tuning in to Peak Reddit. We hope you enjoyed hearing the latest and greatest stories from the most interesting corners of Reddit. If you loved what you saw and heard today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Peak Reddit community. You can check out more videos from us, you might like them. And if you have any amazing stories or experiences that you want to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment or shoot us a message and let us know what you think. We'll see you in the next video.